Hello, brothers and sisters of light and dark. Welcome to my page. My page about common sense. I try to keep it down under the nitty gritty, under 10 minutes. If it goes over 10 minutes, it's something very, very, very important. And not important to liberals, libertarians, people believe in God, people like to smoke, people like to drink, people like ayahuasca, people like DMT. Listeners' discretion is advised. Listeners' discretion is advised. Now, I saw this video on the YouTube, and I think it's very good to make a response video. Okay, I'm not doing an Emerald Pill versus the Poor Man's Podcast, because obviously there's no competition there. Okay, but of course I'm not trying to challenge the Poor Man's Podcast here. Okay, all right. We know there's different calibers of different types of men. I only make a versus when I know for a fact that I made my point real clear. But let's go on with the videotape. If you have any comments, questions, insults, or roast, especially put it down below. I like the Poor Man's Podcast because he's honest, he's upfront. I don't know if he's a simp or not. I don't know if he understands the word simp, but I watch tons of his videos. I watch tons of lots of people's videos, and then I stop for a while, and then I get I make my determination on who they are, okay, after a period of time. Also, I recommend you guys to try to get on Rumble, okay, because Rumble don't censor you as much as YouTube does. I have gotten a couple of my channels pulled down, because that's how real I am. Please read my description box below before you begin to talk. You'll be embarrassed. Okay, I already told you before. I'm not embarrassing myself by doing strange things like all of this. You know, people want to take them. You know, that's gonna make them look like a fool because I'm crazy, right? And I'm too real. But of course, let's get on with the videotape of what he has to say about ABBA and Preach versus Fresh and Fraud. Okay. Now, of course, let's go on with the videotape.
YouTube Poor Man Podcast back with another quick video. You already know, give me the HBO special. That's the Help a Brother Out special. Hit the like and the subscribe button for more content. I really want to just dive right into this one, though.
Yeah, that's it.
ABBA and Preach and Fresh and Fit have officially challenged each other to a boxing match. I want to cover the full story, try to be as unbiased as possible. Then at the end, I'll give my take on what's going on in this situation. 2 months ago, ABBA and Preach went on to the Fresh and Fit podcast and made what I believe to be a instant classic. I believe it was one of the best collaborations of 2021. I believe you could also put Kevin Samuels and No Jumper podcast collaboration in there. Also, you could probably put the Joe Budden and Kevin Samuels podcast collaboration in there. I believe those were all very productive conversations that needed to be had in 2021. With that being said, 2 days ago, ABBA and Preach, and actually one of the reasons I believe that it was so balanced and such a good classic was because ABBA and Preach, they have a very balanced opinion. In my opinion, personally, they have a very balanced opinion on a lot of these red pill conversations. Not only that, but intellectually, they can explain it to you in a way that even if you don't agree with them, you can respect their opinion. All right. With that being said, a couple days ago, ABBA and Preach took a clip from their time on Fresh and Fit.
Listen. Everybody's going to disagree with something somebody says. But most of the time, when people speak, it's out of ignorance and emotions. Alright? If you're not a veteran and you haven't went through a lot in your life, you really shouldn't speak on the topic. Okay? Like me, if I don't know something, I'll ask questions. That's when you become wise. Because I don't know anything about everybody and whatever they're talking. Alright? But I know from my experiences, you can learn a lot more from me than all these guys combined, okay? But it's okay. I'm just being arrogant, okay? Right now, a little bit. Wink, wink. Check my credentials. Now, as I said before, I don't look for subscribers on these videos. YouTube and the Facebook, I don't do that because I already learned my lesson from talking real shit, okay? You know? So if you really want real shit from a real alpha or a pimpish type shit, you come and contact me down below in the description so I won't get, like pulled off. Because I don't do monetization on here, nah. I'm an anecdotal therapist. Check out my credentials. Let's continue.
And in that clip, they said, should men pay for women? That was the question at hand that they were discussing in the clip.
All simps pay.
Now, Fresh and Fit believe that men should never pay for women. They believe that if a man pays for a woman, she will never have respect for that man. They believe that a man should demand a woman's soul. I don't really know what that...
Hey, listen. That is absolutely correct. This is why I respect Fresh and Fraud, okay, Fresh and Fit. I keep calling it Fresh and Fraud because of ABBA and Preach. They made that shit, it slipped in my mouth now. Fresh and fucking Fraud. They do act like fraudsters. Let me see, who you're Dustin. Okay. Yeah, that's one of my clients. I get paid personally by people who listen to my advice. And then when I give you advice, you can spread it on the YouTube, but make sure you acknowledge my name. That's all. If you're popular and you take something from me, disrespect it. Okay, all right. Where you got it from? The Emeraldpillarking. That's where you get it. But please understand, when he said take your soul, it's really like more than that. Okay, they're supposed to worship you. I'm sorry. No. But other than that, okay, I'm getting calls while I'm making a video. That's fucking strange. But other than that, let's continue this video before I get another call to disturb me.
Means, but that's what they said.
It's only you in person because they look at you as, okay, he's paying a need that I have, but I don't respect him. And for me, I don't want a bitch's pussy. I want her soul.
And on the other hand, Ab and Preach believe that, why not? Right? They say you may not be paying in terms of money, but you're paying for $1,000 dinner. Right? So that's you paying in a sense. Yep. You may not be paying in terms of money, but you're spending 5 hours of your precious time, which you can't get back, on trying to convince a woman to lay down with you. You know what I'm saying? So both had really good opinions on the conversation. But about a day ago, I believe it happened yesterday, Walter and Myron responded, Fresh and Fit. They responded via video during a live stream. And during their response, Walter insulted Preach's wife, basically calling her a beluga whale, and then went on to challenge them to a boxing match officially.
I have a problem. Now you talk shit about my wife.
Okay. This nigga Preach is married, probably to a fucking beluga whale somewhere, and y'all niggas talking shit.
And you talk shit about my country. Old bitch said that he was about to send me on a boat to my country, to Haiti.
Later on, today, this happened earlier this morning, Preach then responds and accepts the fight. He says, I'm going to be in Miami. This is the perfect time for me to come out there and do whatever we got to do. You insulted my wife. I feel insulted. I'm going to see you in a week. Don't back.
Listen. If someone insults me, just do it virtually, because it's like, as soon as he said there's a purse table. I've seen a little bit of this video a little bit in advance. But if there's that much money and stuff, and you do have the experience of boxing, I wouldn't even still try to do it, though, because that's your reputation. Because as soon as you put yourself out there that you're not a good boxer, okay, it's like you're gonna lose subscribers. So just back out of that shit. Just do verbatim, okay? Beat them the other way. Use your mindset. Don't be trying to, because you don't know who Myron is, okay? He might be a professional boxer. You don't know that. I'd never seen him. I remember when he started small, okay? And the thing is that the dude got a lot of common sense now when he talks about to women and shit at first, but later on he started getting too emotional. But Abba and Preach has been on for quite a while. I've been watching them way longer than him, okay? And other than that, I can see he's kind of heavy too, so I think he may be out of shape, because I don't think he want to box somebody who's in. I seen Myron. He got his little six pack. I don't think he want to do that, okay? You got to be in real top tier condition. He's probably a little taller than Preach also as well. But let's continue the video.
Out. All right, and there were screenshots of, I believe, Abba having a conversation with Myron from Fresh and Fit, and they were talking about a $500,000 purse and how they're gonna have it on live stream and this and that. Wow. And obviously, if you're gonna have that fight, maybe you should monetize it. But this is where I kind of start getting into my own personal opinion, because those are the facts of the situation. Fresh and Fit, they brought up a very good point, right? Like, they said that their numbers are just better. And you have to completely, men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie. They've been working extremely hard to put together the show that they have now that has the entertainment value.
Well, no one really works hard. It's your money working hard for you. All right? Let's get this notion when people say they work hard, when it's really about money. If you started off with money, then it's really your money working for you. Okay, what did I just say? Your money's working for you. You don't have to do that much work. If you just hire the right people, you can get everything done. If I had $1 million, I would probably be popular as well also. But I'm not really interested in popularity. There's consequences for being too ambitious now here. What did I tell you? I make videos on this. Common sense. But trust me, your money's working for you. You don't work hard. You work smart. You work easy. You work efficient. All right, let's continue.
It has now. And I believe that they filled a void in the space that was very needed. And nobody can take that away from them. They are very hard workers and deserve everything that they have gotten because they've worked hard.
We get more views than you. We've been on less than you. We work harder than y'all niggas. We cut our hair more than you niggas. Like, yo, If y'all want to like girls,
we got more girls than y'all
we got more girls than y'all niggas.
Free.
Like if y'all really want to.
He said you get girls for free. No, they're not free. He actually threatened women to basically sleep with them. And I saw Abner and Preach when they had a dispute with them already. I saw the video. I actually made a video about Emerald Pill versus Abner and Preach and also Fit and Frisch. But you won't know about me because I'm old school. I already told you this before. I'm older than all these guys. They'll probably look at, the first thing they'll look at me is me being too honest, okay? Trying to make fun of things. It's obvious, you know, I just make fun of myself and I'm a comedian, okay? But it's okay, okay? But other than that, these guys are looking for attention. I don't look for validation because I'm the real McCoy. I do things personal. I'm like a Kevin Samuels a little bit, but I'm way beyond him, okay? You don't know who I am. Check out my credentials down below. Let's continue.
Now, with that being said, all right, and that is me tipping my hat off to Fresh and Fit and understanding that you guys are very productive. You guys have done a very good job with the show. I get it, right? You guys get it. But with that being said, I do believe that Walter crossed the line when he's talking about Preach's wife, right? I believe that if I have a problem with you as a man, I have a problem with you. I don't have a problem with your mother. I don't have a problem with your brother. I don't have a problem with your kids. And I damn sure don't have a problem with your wife. Right, I believe that there are certain lines that you shouldn't cross, especially in this little internet sphere, whatever people do with these.
There's no lines to be crossed. As a matter of fact, when it comes to threats, okay, and terroristic agendas, okay, you know, it's okay, you know. But if you defame someone's character, that's a line you cross, and you're defaming someone's character by falsely saying things that's not true about them, threatening their family, okay, you know. Name calling is not a line. You're on social media. You're doxing yourself, all right? When I do this, I'm doxing myself, okay? But you understand, social networking is off limits. So when someone makes fun of you and your wife and your kids, I have my daughters and people make fun of people all of the time, baby. All right? You putting yourself at a risk to be insulted, maimed, and made fun of, and everything. Even defamation a little bit, because some people may take things and defame your character, saying you say you're this and you're this and you're really not, okay, all right? But trust me, they know what they're doing. It's all a publicity. It's all a business scam, okay? And I believe Myron the moron the simp Myron the moron, the simp will beat Preach's ass, okay? And he's a little heavy, though, you know. I think he needs to get it back in the ring or something. Okay, because I've seen a little bit of his physique, you know, it's pretty tight now here. All right, let's continue.
Internet beefs and problems, and there's just certain lines you shouldn't cross out of respect for another man. You shouldn't bring a man's family into the situation unless you're willing to deal with how far he wants to take it. And you never know how far a man wants to take it when it has something to do with his wife. Also, don't get upset, and this is me talking to Fresh Fit, you can't really get upset if Ab and Preach say that you're capping if the conversation is should men pay women and you're capping, right? Because that's exactly what you're doing. The definition of capping is saying you do something and then actually live in a different way. And what Myron said is men shouldn't pay women, yet you have a seeking arrangements account, right? So that's cap. That's absolutely fair to me. That they just called you out on cap, and you just take the wins with the losses. Yeah. That was a loss. That was a cap. So you can't really get upset and then go back and insult someone's wife and then challenge them to a boxing match and then not expect anything to come from that. Like, you get what I'm saying? And you guys are absolutely right in terms of your numbers doing better. But to bring somebody's wife into it, I think that's kind of where I was a little bit lost for me in translation.
They're doing it for business purposes.
Also, Fresh and Fit, you guys are playing a very, very dangerous game. And when I say this, I mean Myron's messaging women, trying to leverage his podcast, basically saying you can't come on the show unless we have sex. You've had sex with a bunch of my friends, and if you don't with me, you're not allowed on the show, and this and that. You're playing a very dangerous game, and this is why I talk about control of your reproduction for men is key, especially if you're in the situation of Fresh and Fit. And this is why I say men shouldn't be promiscuous, because you're gonna pay for it. Right? We talk about women exploiting men all the time, and we talk about some of these assault cases that aren't accurate, but women still get off on this stuff, and how powerful men always fall because they're allowing women to take it.
I teach men how to protect themselves from women who are just rampant, you know, they're rambling on with their heads, okay, or their makeup lies. I teach men how to handle that shit. I got a podcast and everything myself, okay? You didn't know that, did you? Okay, but there are ways of handling riff-raff type of snitch bitches type women. There's ways of handling them bitches, okay? So When a woman is good, you don't have to worry about her. But when she's bad, you have to handle that, or she'll ruin you, like Bill Cosby. Okay? You don't want to get it that far. Okay? You don't want to go that far. There were women who want to ruin your reputation because they want something you earned, and there's a way of handling that shit. But to each his own. I make plenty of videos. That's probably why some of my videos got pulled down. They probably looked at some of my videos and thought them as cruel when I'm trying to defend a man's rights and an extortionist system. But I think about the courts all of the time, and they're not fair to men unless you take action first into your own hands before, kind of like the law-abiding citizen, but not too extreme like that. There's other ways he could have did certain things to basically get even with the system, okay? Wink, wink, okay? But other than that, let's continue.
Advantage of them, whether that be through allegations, or whether that be through divorce, or whether that be through child support, but yet you're living that same stigma, right? You're going out and being promiscuous with multiple women, and you get what I'm like. You can't preach to men that you shouldn't fall into these traps, and then you're falling into those traps. You look at the Bible, there are plenty of great men that fell because they couldn't control their responses to women. All right? And that's something that men have to master in and of themselves in order to truly be great. What you do when you're in the situation of Fresh and Fit and you're out here trying to leverage your platform is you're leaving yourself open to allegations, and that can completely destroy your entire platform. And I believe that you're playing a very dangerous game with a lot of women that don't have money.
I'd say that same thing. I saw him snapping out. I'm like, dude, I didn't think Fresh and Fit was like that. When I first saw him recording himself, and this female would smack the cup out of his hand and some shit like that, because I would have did something completely different, and I would have probably did something equally the same with what she did, and she wouldn't be able to take him to court at all, okay, because if you smack someone and then you get smacked, you both get charged with assault if it's shown on camera, so other than that, you smack something out of my hand, I'm gonna smack a bag off your arm, okay, I'm gonna this eye for an eye, okay, and you also do some extra shit, because I don't play that shit, when you try to disrespect me, I go behind the scenes. I don't do that straight up, put it in the camera, and then you'll be wondering what happened to you, because you've already been warned, and then you got to prepare yourself because you've been warned. But other than that, let's continue on. Okay?
To lose and a lot to gain. You have a lot of women that want to just chase clout. They don't care who they hurt. They don't care about your family. They don't care about your platform. They just want to be in the news. All it's about is, how can I get on TMZ? How can I get on the Shade Room? That's all it's about, right? So if they see you as a way to do that, and they can piggyback off of you, Fresh and Fit, that's what they're going to do. So you guys have to be very careful with messing with these OnlyFans girls or these SEX workers or whatever it may be, right? So, I mean, and that's just kind of my final thoughts on the opinion. I believe that,
and this is why,
and this is just me going over it again.
Man, you got to cover your mouth, cover your words and shit. Just label your video as not for children. If you say sex, it shouldn't pull your video down, but how the algorithm is. They don't watch the videos, guys. They watch the title, what you're putting in there. I tested it out myself. Unless there's people actually watching you, striking your video, they're not watching your videos. There's too many videos to be watched, okay? Alright? Okay, let someone report your videos. This is why you have to go to Rumble or MeWe or Signal or Getter, okay? Check it out down below. I'm on Rumble. I got my own Patreon and everything else. All right, let's continue.
I believe that the call out was completely legit. I believe that when you call someone on capping and they're capping, that's fair. You gotta take your wins with your losses. I believe you shouldn't bring people's family into it, and I believe you're preaching one thing, Fresh and Fit, but how you're carrying yourself out here in the dating market is leaving yourself open to be exploited. And that's really hard to watch, because if you do get exploited, it'd be really sad to see, especially since you guys have such a great show. Till next time.
Excellent. So I don't make a versus video against him because he's not popular. And he ain't talking with a lot of arrogance or some shit, I only make versus videos against those guys who are popular, or they have some sort of arrogance. Like they know everything about alpha, when I'm the real alpha on here so far on the YouTube. There ain't no Kevin Samuels, ain't nobody on there. You see my picture on my face, what I used to be in my past, but I'm doing international shit. I don't even fuck with American women or westernized females who've been corrupted. I don't mess with used cunts, okay? You know, I get paid from used cunts, okay? And on top of that, I teach used cunts how to take advantage of their used cunts to weak beta males, such as everybody else on the internet, you know? So if they come to me, they get a good services, especially with the strap on if they want it, and okay, wink, wink, okay? You know, I do a lot of services. Check out my credentials. I do artistic services. I do architectural services. I do all sorts of psychologicals. I got my own clients on the side. And they're personally just for me, not to destroy me. But other than that, you all, same bad time, same bad channel. I'm gonna get me a smoothie and play some basketball. It's a nice fucking day today. I get my money from my child support, my alimony from my wife, okay? But when you try to play a player, you get played. Okay, alright? Okay, y'all have a nice day because I'm a Yo Arse, man. I'm not I'm out of here, guys. Peace.